What's up everybody, it is Royal J. I'm back again with another video, and this time I am talking about American Horror Story Apocalypse. So I don't know if I want to call this a review. So if you go all the way back to my first video, you will see that I actually did review Roanoke back in 2016. I reviewed that show. And I had so much fun, but now looking at those videos, I hate the videos so much. Girl, it was horrible. But at the time I had fun doing them. So this episode we see Madison and one of the warlocks. I don't know his name on here, but his real name is Billy. So we see them two going to the murder house. Now I was super excited. From when I saw the trailer from like last week, I was like, oh my gosh, we're going back to the murder house. Like so many of the people from there, we're going to see them, I hope. Y'all, we did. I was so shook. I thought they were just going there just to talk to Countess. I was like, okay, maybe they just going to talk to her, but I didn't think that we was going to actually see damn near everybody from Murder House. As they go inside of the home, you know, they're looking around and stuff, and then I guess they went and they were talking to this guy, and he sold them the home. They go in there, they pretend like they're couples. They're really not couples, but they just playing along so they could really get this house so they could do what they need to do. So now they own the home. And once they get in there, they, you know, Billy tried his little magic to open the door, but the door wouldn't open. So his magic doesn't really work in the house. They use the key, they open the door, they go inside, and then they do what they need to do. They feel the energy in the home is just horrible, it's bad, it's uncomfortable. Like, they ain't really feeling it. So they go, they lay down the knives, the little pots, dirt, little stuff just everywhere, and they chanting, they spell. And it works, because next thing you know, the candles just blow out. Like it gets dark. And then Billy Tibble, the warlock, turns around. I don't know his name, or I wish I knew his name, but he turns his head and he see the two twins. I think they were the twins, right? See them walk past, and he's like, "What was that?" And she was like, "Oh, it worked." So they're walking, and then they hear Evan Peters' character from Murder House, and then they hear the husband of y'all. I don't forgot everybody's name, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Madison looks down the stairs and she see these two figures, like girly figures, walking down, and she gets scared. And he was like, calm down, you skinny witch. So they go downstairs, and then they confront Evan Peters and the guy, the husband, the therapist. You know, they like, we want to know about Langdon, but it was like the guy was like, I'm too busy. Let me search their name, because I don't want to keep calling him the husband, because he was on here like a few times. I don't want to keep calling him the husband. Okay, Dr. Ben Harmon. So we see him, and we see Dr. Ben, and we see Tate talking. So they kind of like, everybody at the beginning was kind of like beating around the bush. They didn't really want to talk about Michael, because everybody is aware of how evil and devious this man is. So everybody is scared. They're like, listen, we don't want to talk about him. We don't want nothing to do with that. We don't want that smoke. Like, just leave us out of it. While they're talking to Dr. Ben, he tells them he's busy, and they were like, you're dead. What are you busy? What are you going to do? And he was like, oh, I have to go and masturbate and cry outside of the window, because that's what he normally does. So that's kind of like his hell. They were like, you know, I think this was the part when it was like, what if, yeah, it was like, what if we can like stop you from doing it? He was like, really? And it was like, yeah. No, this was afterwards. They go downstairs, and they see all rolling down the stairs. Now, keep in mind, I'm not going verbatimly. I'm just going off the top of my head right now. Like, it's just a little fun video just to upload, just to talk about it. They see this red ball that rolls down the stairs, and Madison goes towards it and picks it up. I don't remember seeing him. I think he was on that, you know, thing, or spirit, or whatever you want, entity, or whatever you want to call it, that attacked Madison, because she had the red ball. So it wasn't trying to harm her, it just wanted to play. And we see the medium. She's in there, and it was like, oh, you're alive. And she was like, yeah, I'm one of the few that's alive that could literally walk in and out of here with no problem. Like, she was just like, I'm the only one that could walk in and out of here and survive with no problem. And I'm well alive. and good. So she cool with the spirits, you know, she done build relationships with them. She playing with them, she talking to them, giving the tea to them, they spilling teas with each other. Like, she just, these are homies. Billy and Madison are just like confused. They're like, they don't know what's going on. They're like, what is this? Honestly, this episode deserves so many gifs. It's so many gifs that could have been taken away from this episode. The looks, the reactions. Countess come down the stairs and she was like, who are you? And she was like, oh, we're the new owners. And she was like, no, this is my fucking house, okay? This is my house. I own it. You're just guests here. They are talking to Countess and they're talking to the medium. And they're asking her about Michael Langdon. And she was just like, no. The medium like, no, we're not talking about him. No, we're not going to do that. And Countess is just like, please, wait, please. So she's like, no, we're not talking about him. Like, she don't want to talk about him. She's like, no. Countess is just like, okay, I'm not spilling, dripping, or dropping spilling any tea for free. I don't spill no free tea. I'm gonna need some in return, all enough for me to have this conversation with y'all and spill it, you know? So I live for that part. I'm like, right, don't spill no tea for free. Make them do something for you, period. She wants them to get rid of the maid that is there. Doesn't like her, and if you watch Murder House, you will know these two stayed at it, reading each other back and forth because the maid actually slept with Countess' husband. At the time, like, all of them were alive, and then Countess killed her husband and she killed the maid, which is the lady that we see who she's trying to get rid of. So she killed them too, and she just want to get rid of her. She's tired of her because she's not doing what she's telling her to do. She keep missing spots and stuff like that. So she just tired of it. She just wanted to go. Maid wants to leave anyway. So they do what they gotta do. They collect her bones, digging for her bones in the dirt. And they found it, gave it to her, and then she was like, oh my God, this is my key to escape. Like, I can get the hell up out of here. So they asked her where does she want to get buried, and they take her graveyard by her mother because that's where she wanted to be buried. So once they buried her and see her and her mom together, it expressed to her mom that she killed her because she smothered her with a pillow or something like that. And she was like, do you forgive me? And her mom was like, of course I forgive you. You know, she basically was thanking her like, you took me out of my misery, like I was tired of being here. She was like, I just wanted to smother you with kisses, my love, and you know, I forgive you and I love you, blah blah blah. And then we see them walking down by themselves, so we're not going to see her or them two anymore. It was dope to see the maid again. She was a shady and a messy lady in Murder House. She was very messy. They get back to Countess and we see them walking down, talking to her, and she's kind of like beating around the bush, saying and just like trying to avoid from answering the whole Langdon question. But they was like, okay, Langdon? At the end, if you go back to Murder House, you will see where they're like, Vivian was pregnant Dr. Ben thought it was from him. We thought, you know, it was a whole sex scene with the black latex, and Vivian thought it was Dr. Ben, but really come to find out it was Tate. She ended up getting pregnant, she ended up dying. And we see Countess take the baby, and she has the baby, she's rocking the baby. And I think that was the end of Murder House where she was rocking the baby. No, because I think I remember seeing that part when the kid was rocking in the chair. That was Langdon. And Tate is Countess' son, and Michael is Countess' grandson. So she took him in, took care of him because she felt like she was put on this earth to be a mother. And she said she felt like Michael showed her or made her feel like she was put here to be the mother of the monsters that are living in, you know, the Murder House. So he just was very different. He would kill people, kill animals, hang them up off the ceiling, slit people's throats, and just do all type of weird shit. So after a while, one night she went into his room, and one morning she went into his room and he was just like a full-grown person. When she put him to sleep, he was a kid, and then she gets in the room that morning, he's a full-fledged, almost an adult. She felt like he was rushing his age to become something or to be something or whatever, and she's just spilling the tea. She used to bury all of his little gifts, the animals and stuff that he would kill. she would bury him and then she would put like roses on the top of him. She said it started happening so much to the point that she got tired even seeing roses, and she loved roses all her life, but she got tired of it because she constantly was burying these things that he was killing. But she was asleep. When he became an adult, she was asleep, and he tried to kill her. And he stopped and he realized that was his grandmother. He was like, oh, you're not gonna tell me what to do anymore. And he realized that was his grandma, and he stopped. And he asked her for water. She was like, may I? Like, I know you was almost about to kill me, but we're having a moment here, but you still need to respect me, okay? So it needs to be, may I please, thank you, yeah. Ma'am, feel like he's gonna eventually like slit her throat. So she's like, no, she couldn't do it no more. After he killed that priest or pope or whatever it was, the priest, after he killed him, she was like, no. She went over there to the murder house. She had her Crown Royal, her pills, and she was listening to some song. I don't remember the song, but she was listening to the song. She was drunk. And let me tell you something, no actress, actor gives me an amazing drunk scene the way Sarah Paulson, the way Sarah Paulson does. Nobody can give a drunk scene the way she does. Nobody can play drunk as well as she do. It looks like sometimes like she's really drunk, like she's not even playing. So she came through its contents and she slayed this episode, and I would kill herself in the murder house so she could be stuck in there and she could be the mother of the monsters. And she did it to get away from Langdon. So she didn't even want to be seen by him. Like, even in the spirit realm, she hid from him. Like, she didn't even want to be bothered with him. Dr. Ben, Langdon came to the murder house calling her name, looking for her. And if you guys see me keep panning over looking, I'm making sure the camera's still rolling while I'm talking. The red light is flashing. Tears matters the voice. He come over there, he's looking around, he's calling her name, and he don't see her. So Dr. Ben shows himself, and he was like, you know, a lot of times spirits that don't want to be seen don't show themselves. Why are you here? And he was like, because I want to be seen, I want to show myself, basically. So he becomes that father figure for him, helping him and guiding him and talking to him and really being that father figure almost, because he feel like this is my son. So he's really getting that father figure feel, and he just really being there for him. It got to the point Langdon was inside of, he was in the room, he put on a latex outfit that Tate tends to put on all the time and go around having sex with people's mother and getting them pregnant and giving them demon babies. So we see the scene where Tate comes in the room, rushes in the room, and see him putting on his stuff. He's like, leave my stuff alone, don't bother my stuff, stop it. And he was like, oh no, I'm just trying to be like you, Dad. And he was like, you could never be like me, I don't want you to be like me. He was like, you're not even mine, that I wouldn't dare have something so demonic and evil like you. And that was the end. All hell broke loose. They Langdon bust hell wide open, and he was hurt, and he just laid down in the bed like a hurt, sad little puppy. This ain't good. Afterwards, we get these new tenants or owners that comes into the murder house, which is a gay lesbian couple, and he kills them. And the lady that had like the wig, she was giving me Whitney Houston with that wig, because you know Whitney always used to wear her hair like that. And I was like, oh shoot, she kind of remind me of Whitney a little bit. Like, if you glance, it was like, oh, that's giving me Whitney. They channeling Whitney. Kills them, and Ben was like, no. And then he started doing some stuff like throwing Dr. Ben against the wall, and it's like, you know, you're too evil. Not even me, I couldn't help you. He was like, now they're stuck here. You killed them, now they're here forever. You should have just gave them a chance. Next thing you know, they turn into flames, and they just poof, just disappear. They don't even turn into dust or anything. They was just boom, just gone. And then Dr. Ben just gave up. He was like, no, I can't even, no way, I can't even do, he couldn't even help him. So that made it even worse with Langdon. That made him a worse person. He became more like evil, like past demonic. So they were like, okay, you know, what could we do to Madison? And Billy was like, what could we do to get rid of him? Long and behold, Miss Vivian, the mother of this demon, comes in and it's like there's nothing you can do. It's going to be worshiped by the world. And I'm just sitting over there like, don't people talking about people going to be worshiping him? Who? Not me. Don't speak for me. Maybe you, because that's your child. Okay? You need to get in control of your child since you birthed him. Because you birthed that. You had that. Don't speak for me. I'm not worshiping that. You know, she sits down and talks to them, and she tell them that she's seen him. Like, she saw this figure with 7 heads and wings and all this other stuff just form, and she was like, oh no, he's way past this, and he can't be, basically there's nothing you can do. Like, y'all just gonna have to face it. He's the leader of the world, and everyone is gonna be worshiping him and bowing down to him because he's gonna be in control. But at the beginning we see her and Dr. Ben, so she never showed herself to Dr. Ben until now because Madison and the Warlock is in there. So we hear a baby crying, and he's like, oh, she was like, your son needs you. So he was like, oh, so this means that we're back talking, we're okay? And she was like, I don't know, but your son needs you. He crying, go back, let me talk to these people. So she sit there, and that's when she started telling them that, and there's nothing you could do. And we see that it pans over to 3 people coming in, which was the devil mama, the mama's devil, or devil mama, whatever, who was Michael Langdon's carekeeper, if you want to say. And I don't remember her name, y'all. I gotta get these names. I didn't really learn the names because I wasn't doing reviews. 3 people, 2 women and a man, and they come in and they see Langdon and they tell him, you know, you were chosen. They check the radar and the heat of the house came there, and then we heard Vivian. She was saying something about the house was really hot, and there was weird stuff that was happening. It was like hawks surrounding the home. She knew something was up with him, so she stayed away from him completely. She didn't show herself, she stayed away. We see they come in the house, they tell him he was chosen, then we see the lady, we see Miss Miriam come, and she's in the car, and this girl is on a bus stop, and she was talking like an old lady. Oh dear, I know you must be cold, get in. And she gets in the car and she looks, and she see there's an upside down cross with Jesus hanging off of it, and she gets like and she looks over to Miriam, and she was like, you know, I just thought about it, I think I'll walk. And she was like, well, you won't be able to do that. And she just said, boop, shoot her with a needle. And she's like, and she's like, it's a good day, isn't it? And she was like, what? And she was like, for murder. So they are going to use her as a sacrifice to do their little spell or whatever it is they're doing. And this is a prime example, okay, for people that are watching. Do not catch rides from people you don't know. Do not get in vehicles from people that you don't know. Like, just don't do it. Just don't get in people's cars, period. You know what I'm saying? You just got to be careful because stuff like this actually happens. This is not just for TV. This is not just acting. This is not just for show. People actually do stuff like this. Like, they would pretend to be so caring and want to help you, and they have an agenda, and a lot of times they play it so well, and you would think they're so innocent, and then you fall and you become the victim. Be careful with that. You know, I've always been very careful. Like, I'm afraid to even take things from people or to receive things from people. I'm just like, no. You get in the car, yeah, and all of that stuff, and then next thing you know, we see they're back in the murder house, I believe. Yeah, they're in the murder house, and the girl is laying flat on the table, and then we see this weird lady get the knife and just stabs her right in the middle, like here. And the other guy is like sticking the knife even further, and she's just yelling and screaming, screaming so loud. Takes the knife out, stick his hand in, pulls out, was it her heart? They get it, and it was like, oh, for you. We see Langdon eats whatever that was. He ate it. And that's when you see the shadow figure of like a demonic figure comes and is on the wall. And they're like, and the lights are just flickering, and everybody's like, oh, yes, yes. You know, people, like a lot of people were afraid and scared. I mean, I don't like what was going on, but I mean, I was like, you know, but everybody is entitled to who they worship and what they want to worship. So to bash, I mean, you can't really bash, but I just don't like the whole thing of hurting and killing and murdering for the satisfaction of yourself or any way, shape, or form. I don't agree with it, but to each his own. Don't try to experiment on me. That's it. After that, he becomes even more powerful. You know, he's chosen. And Billy and Madison were afraid. They were scared. And after they got the message, they got everything, they was getting ready to leave. And then Madison sees Murder House. What was her name on here? Violet. She sees Violet over by the stairs crying. She was like, oh, go ahead, you know, let me hold this for me, let me go handle this. So she started talking to Violet, and Violet is crying, Violet is sad, and she was like, you know what's going on? And she started explaining everything to her. And she was like, oh, if you're here to ask me about Langdon, I don't know anything, I'll stay far away from him. She was like, no, and she started talking to her, and then it was a whole thing about Tate and the situation that happened with her and Tate. And Madison blows like, oh, let me help you with that. And she blew some smoke. I don't know, I mean some powder. I don't know if that was cocaína or because somebody tweeted that. But I don't know if that's what that was or it was some fairy dust, some magical dust or whatever. But she blew and then she was able to see Tate. And Tate came down the stairs and the closure that they deserved, you know, because they were apart. But they got what they got back together and kissing and hugging, and we see them as Madison walking out there in the window and stuff. And the warlock was like, oh, so you just really a softie. At least somebody needs to get laid. So she just wanted to help them, and then they get in the car and Madison does this, and then we see the gate close. I guess that's it of the Murder House. Like, we're not going to see anything else from the Murder House because it was like, that's the closure that we needed. We got the information. We came to get what we want, you know, what we needed, but we left with little to no solution, really, because they can't do anything to him. He's powerful, you know. They just closed the gate, and I guess they just, and we're not going to see anything of the Murder House ever again, I don't believe. Like, this was closure. This was like, okay, you guys, this is closure of this season, and these characters, and also I forgot to mention when Langdon was doing something to the movie star. And she was like, oh, you know, I'm going to have a perfect smile. And I was creeped out about it, but I was super excited because I remember her from the first American Horror Story, The Murder House. So yeah, they leave, and we see next week the episode is going to be even powerful because we are doing Voodoo. Next episode, and Papa Legba is back. So I'm super excited. I'm happy. I can't wait for next week. I'm shook. Like, I'm ready. Okay, and I might review next week episode too if it's really good, because it ain't been no bad episode. Next week is even good. It's good. I'm reviewing that. Like, I can't wait to review that. I hope you guys like this little, I guess you want to call it a review. I'm not really calling it a review because, I mean, yeah, I guess you could call it a review, an episode review. I'm not doing the whole series because a lot of times the episodes don't be fun, and then you don't, I mean, good, and you don't really want to review them, but then it's like, oh, you have to. So I'm just gonna pick and choose my favorite episodes, you guys. You know, I'm sorry, but yeah. So I will see all you good people in the next video. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and follow my social media down below in the description box, and click the bell to be notified when I upload. And I will see you guys in the next video. If you want me to review next week, comment below, let me know, and you know, I'm gonna do it because Papa Legba is back, okay? And I wish Marie Laveau was coming back. You know, they coming back, so I wish Marie Laveau was coming back, but she's not. But it's cool. We still have a voodoo priest in the house. Okay. So I can't wait. Voodoo? Yes, I cannot wait. I cannot